All right, so something that was interesting to me, the judge said this to the jurors. If you find that any witness has intentionally testified falsely as to any material fact, you may disregard that witness's entire testimony.
Right.
Well, Cohen, he's a serial perjurer. He's an accomplice in this. And Cohen even admitted to lying and stealing money from the Trump organization.
And I think that's why the jurors were asking, okay, tell us exactly what Mr. Pecker said so that we can compare it to Michael Cohen to see, maybe it impugns Mr. Cohen. Then again, maybe it reiterates that maybe he was telling the truth.
So, Steve, there's a lot of speculation going on when we start getting these notes out of where the jury stands and all that. And to be honest, none of us know where they're coming from. We can only speculate of what they're thinking. One thing that gives me comfort, though, is there was not an immediate decision. It looks like
that would be crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're asking questions. It looks like they're starting way from the beginning. So, for all the talk of, the jury pool, and we know that 80% of the folks in Manhattan voted for Joe Biden and how that may impact because they get the members of the jury from the voter rolls. So I'm glad that they're actually putting some effort into the process. They're asking questions. I just got to say, I think it's absolutely absurd to have, what is it, over 30 pages of jury instructions, and they can't go back and reference it?
It's a
law.
That's
just a crazy law.
Old
right.
school.
So here's some of the verdict options and what the former president could be looking at. He's got to stay in the building, doesn't have to stay in the courtroom. But here we go. If convicted, he could get a home confinement. He could go probation. He could get conditional discharge, time served on conditional discharge, fined. He can get fined and appeal it. Of course, he's going to appeal it if he's convicted. If acquitted, potential legal action for malicious prosecution, fuel for campaign, obviously solidifies himself as a front runner. So this is essentially, you get a conviction, got it. You could get a hung jury where somebody says, I just can't make up my mind, I'm not going to go along with the others. Alan Dershowitz kind of worried me last night when he said he's heard sometimes if one person's holding up the verdict, he said, I've had it happen in the past where they grab the alternate. They kick out that person and grab the alternate.
What?
Can you imagine that?
Wow, how is that fair?
Listen, I'm just telling you what he said. I agree with you, Ainsley. This will add more fuel to the fire of this case. Never should have been brought for reasons that make no sense.
And Donald Trump has to stay there in the courthouse. He doesn't have to actually stay in the courtroom. He has to be close by for obvious reasons. When the verdict comes in, then they'll tell the jurors will send a note via the court officer. Then the judge will summon Trump, his defense team, and the prosecutors.
Right.
Then the jury will be brought in, and the foreman will say, do you have a verdict? They say yes or no, and then the foreman will read, is it guilty?
Right.
All 34, though, right? They're going to go through all 34, even though they're remarkably similar.
Well, here's the thing, and we were talking about, before they started the jury instructions and everything else, how important the jury instructions were going to be, because it really depended on what the judge told the 12 jurors and the alternates. That would determine, essentially, the glide path for figuring this out. Well, Andrew Weissman, who's an MSNBC legal analyst, apparently what Judge Merchan presented and was reported from the courthouse, he thought it was great. And in fact, had this observation and this revelation yesterday over on the other channel.
Judge Merchan, I mean, I am like now, I have like a man crush on him. He is such a great judge that it's hard to see that the jurors wouldn't have the same impression. I mean, you just keep on thinking, if you looked in a dictionary for like judicial temperament, that's what you get.
Keep in mind who Andrew Weissman is. Yeah. He was the chief investigator of the Mueller report, fell flat on his face. He did all of it. This guy wakes up weaponized to go after Donald Trump. That's why he likes this judge. This judge who's given to left-wing causes and to Joe Biden's campaign specifically. His wife worked for Letitia James, and his daughter works for Adam Schiff, as well as Dan Goldman and other prominent Democrats. You would think that Andrew Weissman might say, if he loved the law, I have a real problem with the way he's hammered on the defense when they feel as though we breached it, and I have a real I have a real problem with the fact that he sat on this case.
But they're fawning over this judge, and maybe this goes to the point of that it was never about a legitimate case. It was what they could weaponize during a political campaign. Because all the reasons that you just cited, Brian, are why some analysts are saying, look, they may get a conviction here, but it's going to be It's going to be turned over.
It's going to be
during an appeal,
but not until January.
But not until January. So this goes to the politics of and I just got to say, when it comes to some of the stuff that was put in instructions and some of the stuff that was allowed during the closing argument that he didn't allow during the actual trial. You can't start talking about election law and say that the defense can't bring a person that was the actual chair of the FEC. So how are you allowing this during closing? How are you mentioning this during the jury statement? I mean, there's conflicts all over this case.
It is riddled with error. You are right.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.